What's up, Baller Nation? How's your day going? Augie here, and today is another Q&A. Let's go ahead and get right into these questions. Okay, remember, you can leave these in our Facebook group or here in the comments section on YouTube, only on the Q&A video, so leave them below this video if you want me to get to them. Paul Kim, he asks in the YouTube comment, how do you push yourself to work hard when you feel just lazy that day? In other words, what do you tell yourself to get yourself off the couch and get that work in? Speaking of couches, I'm sitting on a couch right now. Wow. No, but to answer your question, my best advice for somebody that's kind of lazy or they don't feel motivated is to schedule out your workouts for the week. If you can do that and stick to that, then you've set yourself up for success, okay? You're getting to get your workouts in. Just once you start missing those workouts, then you know that you need to change something. Maybe you need to change the schedule, the frequency. But if you can get it to where it's realistic to where you can actually get that workout, those workouts in every single week. You know, Monday you're in the gym at the rec center. Wednesday you're in the gym at the rec center, and Friday you're in the gym at the rec center. And one other day maybe you have to work out outside. Now you got 4 days of skills that you can work on. Then you plug in like 2 or 3 days of weight room stuff. So okay, upper body this day, upper body this day, legs this day, legs this day. Or maybe it's a different time of year, you need to get a few like track workouts in or whatever. Then you can schedule those in. And if you can stick to that, then you'll be good at getting off the couch. You just can't pass up on those workouts. You have to actually go to them, and when you miss them, try to make them up. If you can do that, then you'll find yourself getting off the couch more often, going to your workouts if they're already scheduled out. It's when you kind of are just playing it by the ear and you're saying like, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym later tonight sometime, and then later tonight comes and you don't go. When you actually have a schedule that you stick to and you follow pretty strictly, then you'll find yourself getting in the gym a lot more often. All right, the next question comes from Gary or Jerry, don't know how to pronounce it, and he says, Augie, how can you improve your decision making and vision? Now, I normally don't answer questions like this because honestly, I don't really know the exact answer. There's no study or anything, but here's my opinion on how to improve your decision making and court vision. Number one, game experience, okay? You just gotta learn from your mistakes, okay? And then you start learning from your mistakes with game experience. Another thing you can do is you can study and learn different automatics, okay? So for example, when I drive baseline, I need to know that I have a few passing options. One's gonna be in the corner, one's gonna be a little pocket pass, hopefully to a big or to someone up top. And at worst, I need to be able to jump stop, pivot out of trouble, and kick it back. Hopefully someone will fill my spot. And that's another option. If you know where those players are in your offense and you're able to kind of predetermine where your pass is gonna go before you even put the ball down or before you get up into your shot, that's really gonna help you out. All right, next question comes from Rodney Coleman. I feel like I've answered his question before on a different Q&A. That means he's asking good questions. He says, what is some good basketball gear we can use on the court? Now, I do have my opinion on different gadgets or whatever you want to call for different training tools, and there's a few that I really do like number one, heavy balls. We use a lot of heavy balls in my workouts. With the players I work with, we usually start with just heavy balls just to make sure we get our pounds in, just trying to get stronger with the dribble, be able to dribble faster. The next thing is a jump rope, okay? I'm really big on jump roping because I grew up jump roping a whole bunch. I know a lot of players think that jump roping is gonna help you increase your vert, but that's not why we jump rope. That's not the reason we use it. It's just a great way to get cardio. In like 5 minutes, you can get a good little cardio workout. I think every basketball player should spend at least a portion of their life, whether it's 6 weeks, a year or less, working on jump roping so that they can become a better jump roper. You never know what team you're gonna play on someday where the coach is big on jump roping, you do some team jump roping, you wanna make sure that you can show out a little bit with the jump rope so you don't look like a klutz. Also, it's good for foot speed, it's gonna strengthen your legs a little bit. Also, I think it's great because in basketball, we're always talking about rhythm. We need rhythm in our shot, there's ball handling, you have to have rhythm. And just being able to work with the jump rope lets you work on that rhythm, and it's just footwork, it's just footwork, and just a great way to work on your footwork. So heavy ball, jump rope. I also use a lot of bands, okay, like the resistance bands, the big heavy ones, and we're gonna be having actually all 3 of these. This is kind of a shameless plug, but we're gonna be having all 3 of these on sale pretty soon. I've made a decision to go ahead and actually create Baller Bootcamp tools, physical products that you guys can buy, and they'll be shipped to your house that are Baller Bootcamp branded with the tools that I actually believe in, that I actually use with my players. So heavy balls, jump ropes, resistance bands. We do a lot of resistance ball handling. We do a lot of resistance defensive work. And they're just great little basketball tools to have. And lastly, I'm really big on foam rollers. Okay, if you're really hooping a lot and playing a lot of basketball and lifting legs and doing all that kind of stuff, I would recommend having a foam roller because that's gonna help you, recover faster and keep your legs healthy. So those are the things I recommend. Now let's get into the next question. And this next question comes from Javon Richards, and he says, my coach said I have good form. What else can I do to become a better shooter? So it's kind of a weird question, honestly, but okay, so you have good form. What do you need to become a better shooter? Go get your shots in. Normally what we say to improve as a shooter, you need to get game shots from game spots going game speed. Okay, so game shots from game spots going game speed, and that's pretty much the formula to become a better shooter. You gotta get your reps in, okay? So normal shooting workouts are anywhere from 300 shots to all the way up to 1,000 shots, okay? For some guys that are just on the gun by themselves getting up 1,000 shots. But normally we'd like to do around 300 going game speed, and you can go for makes, misses. There's no exact answer on that. People always ask me too, should I be going for makes or should I be going for total number of shots in my workouts? It does not matter. All that matters is that you're tracking and you're realizing what your percentages are and all that kind of stuff. So I hope that answered your question. Let's go ahead and get into the next one. Okay, I don't know why I'm gonna answer this next question because this is one I get a lot, but it's not a bad question. It comes from Devin Mack, and he says, how to not be nervous before a game. Now it's not a bad question because I know a lot of players are nervous before games and stuff, but the answer is, there's no answer, there's no trick, there's no thing. I would say, maybe visualization, visualization. I would say visualization.
Well, I'm out, man.
Anyways, visualize yourself succeeding before the games, okay? So if you're nervous, sit in the locker room, close your eyes, focus on your breathing, slow in, slow out, and visualize yourself succeeding. Okay, that's just one little tip that you can try, but normally, listen, if you're nervous before a game, it's not a big deal. Even, I'm sure Kobe Bryant gets nervous before games. Even, the best players in the world, I'm sure before games they get nervous, okay? You get that feeling. Now, just try to think of that nervous energy as excitement, okay? And as, not as something bad, but something you're excited to play. And also, just don't let yourself get too nervous, okay? Just realize, okay, I'm gonna be nervous before the game, accept it, and just try to minimize it and just say, okay, this is just a little bit of excitement. That's all it is right now. I'm ready to play, and that hopefully will help you. That's just a better mindset to have going into a game. But like I said, there's no real answer to this. It's on each individual person. Anyways, on to the next question. Okay, so I decided to answer one more question. I jumped online into the Facebook group to grab one more off of the posts I made, and since last night there's been 20 more questions. But anyways, I'll save those for the next time. One more. And there's a lot of questions that were similar. They're talking about my overseas career, basically. So I think I need to make a complete video telling the full story of maybe my basketball journey, and then include the overseas in one of those parts, and I'm gonna do that. So anyways, this question's from Zion Brown, and he says, can you talk about how you actually got overseas? You never updated the article about how you went from zero to hero like you said, and I just wanted to hear how you did it. So there's an article out there that I wrote kind of basically talking about my journey from basketball from age 8 maybe all the way up until I think college, and I never talked about the overseas yet on there. And it's probably fitting since the overseas career has just recently ended, most likely. Okay, so here's basically how it all went down. After college, I had a good college career, and I put myself in the position to where a few agents had actually reached out and contacted me. Some players that I knew that were playing overseas reached out and contacted me. I had a few people that I reached out and contacted myself, and those turned into a few other connections. And basically, yeah, I just networked a little bit with the people that I knew about overseas, had some connections, and in contacting, I don't know how many people, 20 total people probably, 5 or 6 had some real good leads. And then an agent basically put me in touch with a team. The team was interested, they signed me. That was in a very low level in Germany. It was just basically a foot in the door and something I couldn't turn down. And I went and played there, and then I just did good there and moved up one level, did good there, moved up a level, did good there, moved up a level. And I just was moving from different league to different league, eventually got into the second league of Germany, then the first league eventually in Luxembourg, and that's basically where my career ended. And so there's no clear-cut way that you can go about it. All I can really say to people is have a good college career. If you have a good college career, you'll put yourself in the position to play overseas. And it doesn't matter if it's D1, D2, D3, NAIA. If you are a really good D3 player, and I'm talking about really good, then you should be able to network and reach out and hopefully get some kind of opportunity where you can get your foot in the door. And if you're a legit player, I know D3 guys that are killers on the court.
Okay.
And I know NAIA guys that are the same thing. And I know, obviously if you play D1 and you kill D1 and do good D1 in college, then you're looking at starting at a much higher level. If I would have played D1 and averaged, 16 a game and had the second best 3-point percentage D1, I probably would have started out in the first league of a country over there instead of a lower level league, and my career might have been a lot different. Or I would have went and played D1 at a high school and never even played 1 minute of college basketball, never even made the team or anything, and never would have played overseas. So there's a lot that goes into it. That's why it's important that you go to a school where you're actually gonna play and get on the floor. If you go D1 and ride the bench and average with a career high of 2.5 points per game, it's gonna be really hard for you to go overseas compared to a D2 guy who just averaged, 16, 17 points per game and has all this great game film and all that kind of stuff. So that's a little bit on overseas. I'll tell you guys the full overseas breakdown of my career and stuff in later videos. I wanna start doing like some story time videos because I got a lot of stories from a lot of basketball that I've played and that I've coached at and trained players and stuff. And I think it'd be cool to tell kind of different little stories that maybe you could learn from or get entertainment from or whatever. So if you think that's a stupid idea, leave it in the comments. If you think it's a good idea, leave it in the comments. That's it for this Q&A. I hope I answered some of your guys' questions. I'm gonna try to get better at these and do these even more often. And go ahead and leave your comments below. Like I said, also hit like if you like this video to let me know. Subscribe if you're new. And most importantly, go over and check out ballerbootcamp.com. If you haven't been over there in a while, or if you have never been over there, go over there right now, check it out, and I'll see you guys over on the site.